Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Thank you. No. Jayo Radha Madhava, Jayo Kuncha Bihari. Ya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jayo Girivaradari, Jayo Girivaradari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana, Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari. Jai Giriraj Govardhan ki, Vrindavan Dham ki. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Saksharunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitamena Mudale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Bhashatyate Shatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Giriraj Maharaj ki. Hare Krishna. We thank all the devotees who have assembled here for this most auspicious Govardhan Puja festival. this is a festival that's very dear to all of our hearts. So today we are going to listen about Govardhan for a few minutes, maybe 20-25 minutes. Then we'll go around and hear about all the pastimes that happened around Govardhan. And then we'll do a parikrama, followed by Gaur Aarti. So, Govardhan is Krishna himself. And also, in the Shastra, it is said that Govardhan is the best of the devotees. He's the best of the devotees. At the same time, he is Krishna himself as well. We hear how he serves the whole Brajvasis. When Nanda Maharaj wanted to do the puja, Indra puja, Krishna said, why do you want to worship Indra? We are actually getting all our resources from this Govardhan. The Govardhan takes care of our cows, it gives waters, fruits and flowers, everything we get from Govardhan. So if you really want to do puja, you should do it for Govardhan. And I heard a very interesting lecture from Gaur Govind Maharaj about the original origin of Govardhan, which I have never heard before, and I would like to share with all the devotees here. So one time, the original in Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna and Radharani was there, and we know how Radharani decorates the kunja, waits for Krishna to come and to perform the Lila together. And one day, Radharani was waiting for Krishna for a long time, and as usual, Krishna was late. Radharani waited for a long time, and then after a long time, Krishna came. And then Radharani was very angry. What is this? I've been waiting for you so long, and you have not come at all. And then Radharani says, you don't love me. Now, we have all heard that statement. Many Prabhujis are, nodding their heads, I don't know. So anyway, Radharani says, you don't love me. Krishna says, no, that's not true. I love you very much. Radharani says, no. If you love me, why do you make me suffer? Why did you make me wait for your association? If you really love me, you wouldn't have done that. Krishna said, no, I really love you. I love you, very much. Ask me anything you want, I'll give you. No, Radharani says, okay, show me how much you really love me. And Radharani says, show me how much you really love me. And as she says, Krishna says, okay, I will show you how much I love you. And then as Krishna says, from the heart of Krishna, a small stone drops out. Right? And then Radharani says, only this much? This is the size of your love for me? And as she says, the stones start expanding. And it expands and expands. And it is said in the Shastra, it is still expanding. Giriraj Maharaj ki. So what we hear from the Shastra is Giriraj is the personification of Krishna's love for Radharani. Giriraj Maharaj ki. So there are many stories how Govardhan manifested himself in this in this world and is giving us so much blessing. One of the stories that happened is during the time of Rama. During Rama's time, as we all know, Rama wanted to build a bridge to Lanka so that he can cross with his army of the monkeys, so that he can defeat Ravana and get Sita back. So all the monkeys were asked to go and bring big stones. All the monkeys, they were all bringing big stones. And they wrote Rama's holy name in the stone, and they dropped it in the water, and they were floating, and they were building the bridge. As this was happening, Hanuman was bringing big boulders and dropping. And then at some point, Hanuman thought, why am I doing this? Why am I bringing big boulders? I have the capability to bring a whole mountain. I have the capability to bring the whole mountain. So let me go and bring the whole mountain. So he flew to the Himalayan range, and there was the king of all mountains, Giriraj, was there. So he picked up Giriraj and he started flying back. And as he was flying back, he heard that Rama has finished constructing the bridge. So the bridge was over, all the, other monkeys have given the boulders and they have finished the job. So what, Hanuman thought is, why do I carry, now that, the job is finished, let me put Govardhan down. And where he was flying over? He was flying over Vrindavan Dham. So he put Govardhan there. And as he put the Govardhan there, and Govardhan started crying. He said, what is this? This is not fair. All the boulders in the world, they are serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I am not given a chance to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he started crying. And then Hanuman was in a dilemma, my God. Because this may end up being an, Vaishnava aparadh. Don't ever come between a devotee and his service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then he goes and requests Lord Rama, see, I did this, Govardhan is staying there, what can we do? And then Lord Rama promises Govardhan that you don't worry, when I come take avatar as Krishna, I promise you that I will do all my intimate pastimes in your mountain. So he gave that promise as Lord Rama. So that's the story of how Govardhan, manifested himself in Vrindavan. And we also know that, Prabhupada often says that material world is an, reflected reality of the, spiritual world. Whatever is there, it's upside down here. That's what we hear from Bhagavad Gita. We see that a tree that is upside down because the original tree is in spiritual world and its only reflection is there. So, as I was saying, in the original, Vraja Lila, Govardhan keeps on expanding, right? But whereas in the material world, there is a curse on Govardhan by which he is actually shrinking. Size of mustard seed, every day he goes inside. So in the Shastra it is said that when Govardhan completely goes inside and when Yamuna and Ganga are not present to the eyes, that time Kali will be in its full form. The worst form of Kali will manifest. So the worst form of Kali is not yet manifest only because Govardhan, Yamuna and Ganga are still there to give mercy to us. So there is no limit to the glories of Govardhan Hill. There are many unlimited stories of, even a person who's ignorant, gets some mercy just by, having a darshan of Govardhan. There is a story of a son of a Brahmana. He has, to come back to that before, there's a prelude to that story. One day a Brahmana comes to Vrindavan to have darshan of Govardhan. As he comes and as he doing a parikram, a Rakshasa appears there and he is about to eat the Brahmana. The Brahmana, out of fear, what he does is he takes a stone from Govardhan and he hits on the head of the Rakshasa with a stone. And as soon as he hits, this guy, the Rakshasa falls down and dies. And as soon as he dies, this Brahmana is seeing a big chariot comes with all the Krishna Dutas. This guy is getting a spiritual body and, he's sitting there and he's about to go. And then Brahmana is saying, what is happening? I am a Brahmana, you are about to do a Brahmahatya dosha. You are a Rakshasa. How come, you're going back home, back to Godhead? And I'm still here. And then the Rakshasa says, see, in my previous life, I was a son of Brahmana. And I have committed all sins that are possible. I had a very good parents. One time my parents said, please don't do all these bad things. So I gave poison and killed them off. And then I got married. And then my wife did the same thing. She said, don't be a bad fellow. I killed her off. And then I took all the money and then I went and lived with a prostitute. Later I got bored with her. So I threw her in a, dark well. And then, I used to kill just for fun. And I used to do all, bad things. And at the end of my life, I went to the Yama's place, Yamaloka. And then there I was, stayed there for many, many kalpas. I stayed there. And then when all my accounts were finished, then again I was born here in various species of life for many, many birds. And finally I got the body of the Rakshasa. And as a Rakshasa, I was just roaming around in this area. And I was very hungry. But, and I came here to eat you, but at the moment of death, because I was having a darshan of Govardhan and Govardhan was touching me, all my sins has been nullified and there is no other birth for me. Giriraj Maharaj ki. So there are many, many stories of Govardhan. We all know how Govardhan Puja happened. How Krishna told Nanda Maharaj, we don't need to do Indra Puja. We don't need to do Indra Puja anymore. So we can, do worship of Govardhan. But then Indra got offended by it. And then he poured rain non-stop for 7 days, and Krishna protected everybody by lifting Govardhan hill. So I was again hearing to a lecture on this particular topic, and the devotee, he was a Prabhupada disciple, and he was saying, generally in Govardhan Puja we bash Indra a lot. Yes, we bash Indra. Oh, he didn't accept Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead. He was very egoistic and materialistic. He's a demigod. But then, he was saying, sometimes he said that I also heard from Prabhupada that many devotees, I don't generally offend Indra because I've heard from many devotees that Srila Prabhupada said that devotees who didn't finish their devotional service, they may go to heaven. So in that case, I don't want to offend my temple president. So in my classes, I generally don't, bash Indra. It's not a good thing to, do that. So anyway, so there are many leelas in Govardhan that happen. So what I'm going to do right now is, Ishwar Prabhu, you have the mic? So we'll go around the Govardhan. I'll talk about the Leela places, all the places that we have set up to our limited capability. And then we can enjoy the Leelas that happened in Govardhan. There are many Leelas that happen. They are very sweet, very intimate Leelas. We read it, all these Leelas from various books like Ananda Vrindavana Champu and other books of Goswamis. And again, for us, the tradition of doing Govardhan Parikram, we follow in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu himself, when he went to Vrindavan, he discovered Radhakund, Shyamakund again because they were hidden from our eyes. So he excavated them back and then he did the parikrama. So traditionally parikrama, as you see the Govardhan, in between the two hills, there is a Mansi Ganga. Right? In the middle is the Mansi Ganga, and that's where traditionally, the Govardhan Parikrama is started. We hear from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself in the Leela, we hear that he took bath in Mansi Ganga, he came out, and there is a Harideva temple. There's a very famous temple of Harideva. It is said that if we don't visit the Harideva temple, the Govardhan Parikrama is not over. So Harideva temple, Harideva was established by Vajranabha, who is the grandson of Sri Krishna himself, great grandson. And Mahaprabhu started his parikrama by paying, first offering dandavats to Harideva, and then he did the whole parikrama. Ishwar Prabhu, is it ready? Yeah? Okay. So I will go there. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Giriraj Maharaj ki. Until the mic gets, we can keep on, Hare Krishna. Sorry. Yes. Can you please move forward so that the devotees who are coming Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we will start our parikrama from Radhakund and Shyamakunda. Radhakund, Shyamakund. Radhakund, we know from Nectar of Instruction, is the most sacred place in the whole universe. So the story goes, the original Lila happens when Krishna kills the bull demon, right? And then when he comes to the gopis to perform the Leela, the gopis say, no, don't touch us. You are a cow killer. You have done Go Hatya, don't come even near us. So and then Krishna says, no, he was a demon. We don't know all those things. You kill the cow, don't come near us. And then Krishna says, okay, what should I do? And then the gopis say, you have to go to all the holy rivers. You should go to all the holy tirthas. You should take bath in those tirthas. And then you come to us, we'll touch you. And then Krishna says, nah, I don't have to do that. You know why? I'll call all the rivers here. So as soon as he mentally calls all the rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, all the rivers, all the tirthas, Prayaga, everybody come and they enter into the pond that was killed by the demon. When Krishna killed the demon, there was a big hole that was created. So all the rivers enter into the hole, and now Krishna goes and takes bath, and he comes out and says, see, I'm now pure. Right? But you girls are not pure now. Why? Because you associated with me earlier before I took bath. So now you are impure and I am pure. And then Radharani says, no worry, if you can do something like that, we can also do. And then she calls all her gopis, and with their hand they start digging a kunda. Right? And when they finish digging the kunda, Krishna says, okay, so all these rivers are waiting, you can take water from them. Radharani says, no. You have touched them after killing the cow, they are already polluted. We'll go to Mansi Ganga, right? Mansi Ganga is the Ganga Devi in the original form. We will get water from there and we will fill our lake. So all the gopis, they take a pot and they get water from Mansi Ganga and they start filling the kund. And then all the other rivers, they pray to Krishna. What is this? Because of you now we can't get the mercy of Radharani. This is not fair. So then Krishna again says, you go and please allow these rivers to come. And Radharani, mercifully allows, and all the water from Shyamkund is allowed to flow to Radhakund. So even now if you go to Vrindavan, you will see a connection between Radhakund and Shyamkund. So Krishna was so happy seeing the kund of Radharani that he made a promise that all their water pastimes will happen there. So in Radhakund, you will see Radha Krishna's water pastimes that happen. Again in Ananda Vrindavan Champu, we read that every day they do their water pastime in Radhakund. So Radhakund and Shyamkund, and also we hear from this Goswami literature that Radhakund, Shyamkund is also surrounded by the kunds of the Ashtasakis. Lalita, Vishaka, Indulekha, all the Ashtasakis kundas are there. But if you go to Vrindavan, currently only you will see the Lalita Kund manifested. Lalita is the primary gopi friend of Radharani, right? She's very famous because she arranges for the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna, and she's very strict with Krishna. When Krishna comes late or when Krishna does some drama, she's the first one to put him on place. So there's a very special kund for Lalita. So we see Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, and then Lalita Kund. And then followed by it, there is also Kusum Sarovar. Kusum Sarovara is again the past place where many pastimes of Krishna happen. And one of the most famous pastimes is, there is a Kadamba tree there, right? Which is very famous for its flowers. So one time, as you can see here, Radharani comes to pick flowers, right? But the flowers are in a branch that are little higher. So now what Krishna does, he goes up to the hill, up the tree, and he hides there waiting for Radharani to come and pick the flowers. And as Radharani comes near, hiding from his place, he puts a pressure from his leg and he puts the branch down. Now Radharani thinks the branch is down, so she holds the branch and she's plucking the flower. As she's doing this, Krishna lifts his pressure. And as soon as this happens, Radharani goes up and says, "Ah!" She's shouting, "Krishna, Krishna!" And then, as soon as Krishna says, "Hey, here I am!" and he jumps and he, saves Radharani. So Krishna does that Leela here in Kusum Sarovar. There are many other Leelas that have happened, but we have portrayed only that. And then followed by that is a place called Narad Kund. We all know about Narada Muni, how Narada Muni is a great devotee of Krishna. But when he wanted to enter Vrindavan, he was denied permission. Because they said, "Oh no, in Vrindavan, we cannot allow any other Purusha other than Krishna. The only male who can be in Vrindavan is Krishna." So then Narada Muni does tapasya for many years. He takes bath in the Kusum Sarovar. And when he comes out of Kusum Sarovar, he comes as a Gopi Naradi. So there is a Narada Kund that's very famous. And then after Narada Kund, there is a place called Ashok Vana. Again, it's a place where a lot of intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna happen. And this place is very famous because here Krishna braids the hair of Radharani. How many men can braid the hair of your... Nobody? Okay. Luckily I am asking the question, so I don't have to answer it. So Krishna braids the hair of Radharani, so that place is very famous. And then followed by it, there's a place called Ratna Simhasan. So this is the place, where, one time Krishna, as usual, Radharani waits for Krishna for a long time, and then Krishna doesn't turn up, and Radharani hears that he has gone with, to the Chandravali group. So Radharani was very furious. Radharani was so furious that she told Lalita and Vishaka, "Come what may, don't allow that rascal to come inside. Whatever drama he does, how much ever he cries, don't allow him." So Krishna comes and he, tries all his usual tactics, but nothing works. So then finally, he goes crying out and then says, "Oh, what will I do? Now Radha is not allowing." And then Purnamasi comes and, she's the one who organizes all the pastimes in Vrindavan. And she says, "Oh, I can give you an idea. See, there is this place called Ratna Simhasan, where it's called Ratna Simhasan because that's where Radharani was crowned as the queen of Vrindavan." Right? So generally she goes there surrounded by all her gopis, they serve her, they sing, dance, and Radharani is in a very happy mood there, very blissful mood there. So you disguise yourself as a gopi, and then you can go, you'll get the association of Radharani. And as you can see, Radharani here, Krishna here disguises himself as a gopi, and he enters and he massages the lotus feet of Radharani to get her blessings. So that Leela happened in Ratna Simhasan. And then as we walk down, we'll see Lakshmi Narayan temple. In South Indian tradition, in Sri Vaishnavism, there is basically, they call Divya Kshetras. It's like 108 Divya Kshetras. So these are the temples, there is 106 in this earth, and this 107th is the Milk Ocean, 108th is the Vaikuntha. So in the Sri Vaishnava tradition, it is said that if you visit the 106 temples, Vishnu will come and personally take you to 107 and 108. So one of the temples is in Vrindavan, which is the Lakshmi Narayana temple there in Govardhan. And then followed by it, we come. So in between, Govardhan, there is a small gap, right? So this small gap, this is the only place where you can cross Govardhan from one side to another side. If you don't want to go around 23 kilometers, and then this is the only place where there is a gap. And here there is a kund called Manasi Ganga. Right? How this Manasi Ganga manifested, there are many pastimes, but one of the pastimes is once Nanda Maharaj and Yashodama, they heard the glories of Ganga Mata. And they said, Nanda Maharaj thought, "Oh, I want to go and have, Ganga Snan. I want to have a darshan of Ganga Mata, and I want to go." So he started preparing for a trip. Those days, you have to prepare. It's not like you'll catch a flight and fly and go. So, and then Krishna saw all these arrangements and he asked, "Where are you guys? What are you preparing for?" And then Nanda Maharaj says, "Oh, you don't know? There's a great river called Ganga. She's a greatest river. She's the purest of all river. She comes from the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. So we're going to take bath in her. And then Krishna says, oh, you're going to go away for such a long time. And then Krishna doesn't want to be in separation from Nanda and Yashoda. So he comes to this place in the night when, the night before Nanda Maharaj is about to leave. He comes here and he calls Mansi Ganga. And she comes here and there is a kund that was formed. So it is said that Nanda, Yashoda Ma, they took bath in that and they got the benefit of Ganga Mata. There is also a temple of Mansi Ganga there, near the temple. And as I said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started his parikrama by taking bath in Mansi Ganga, and then he started from that place. And also there are many pastimes that happens, and all the Nauka Lila is all the boat pastimes of Krishna happens in Mansi Ganga. There was one time, as you can see, there was a yajna that was going on the other side of Govardhan. And then Radharani and all the Sakhis, they wanted to contribute for the yajna. So they took butter, ghee, yogurt, everything, and they were, they wanted to cross Govardhan. But because yajna has to happen at a particular time, they have to cross quickly. So they came here and, they were thinking how to cross. And as they were thinking, they saw a boat with an old boatman. Okay? And then they said, can you please get us cross because we want to take these offerings for the yajna. And then boatman said, yes, I can do, but you have to give me payment. So then they asked what? He said, each of you should give one pot of yours for me. And then they agreed on the price. All of them got into the boat. And as they started going, halfway through the Mansi Ganga, there was a small hole and through which water started coming in. Right? The water started coming in and the gopis are saying, hey, what kind of boat you have? Where is your safety requirement? Why all the water is coming inside? And then, boatman says, oh, this is a serious condition. All of you know swimming? Swimming? What swimming? We don't know any swimming. Oh, you don't know swimming. So then you put the water out. So they all try to, dig the water out and pour out of the, boat. Nothing was happening. And then, the boatman said, see, this is not working. You guys have to throw away all your pots and whatever weight you have. Otherwise, we will, go in. So then gopis in the fear, they throw away all the offering they had kept for the yajna. They throw it all away in the lake. And then, the boatman says, oh, it is still heavy. You have to throw away all your jewels and everything. And then the gopi says, okay. And they throw away all the jewels. And then Krishna says, as a boatman, still it's heavy. Maybe you have to throw your dress. And then at that time, Lalita Sakhi sees, hey, there is something, in the, near the pocket of this boatman. And then she sees, and what she sees? Flute. And then immediately she, makes a sign, hey, Radharani, this is Krishna. And then as soon as Radharani gets wind of that, she gets angry and she's about to fight. And then Krishna, he has a lot of tricks in his pockets. So what he does, he calls for a storm, and there's a huge storm, and that rocks the boat like this way, that way. And then all the gopis get scared, and Radharani, goes and hugs Krishna. So that pastime happened in Mansi Ganga. And next to Mansi Ganga, there is also a small kund called Brahma Kund. This is where, when Brahmaji, after the Brahma Vimohana Lila, where he wanted to test who this boy was, he took all the gopas, all the cows, calves, and he hid them in the Satyaloka. And when he came back, he saw everybody was here. And then, then he saw that each gopa was actually a Vishnu form. And then he realized that Krishna is the origin of even his master, right? So he begs forgiveness, and there is a kund that is formed by the Abhishek Brahma did for Krishna, and it's called Brahma Kund, and that Leela happened here. And also there is one more very interesting pastime that happened. So as I said, this is the only place where you can cross Govardhan from the one side to other side. Either you have to take a boat, or there is a small pass through which you can go. Right? So one day, Radharani, along with her friends, carrying everything, she comes, she thinks, okay, I'll go via the pass. And then she's blocked by Krishna and his friends. And Krishna says, hey, if you want to go through the pass, you have to pay me a tax. If you don't pay me a tax, I'm not allowing you to go inside through the pass. And then Radharani says, what tax? I am the king of Govardhan. You better pay me tax. If you're not going to pay me, I'm not going to allow you. And then Lalita becomes very angry. You rascal. How dare you call yourself king of Braj? Oh, you don't know? Vrinda Devi, who is the owner of Vrindavan, she has accepted me as her husband, so now I am the king. And then Lalita becomes more furious and she says, no. Vrinda Devi has already given Vrindavan to Radharani. She is the queen. And Krishna says, no, this is the deal. Either you pay me tax or otherwise I break all your pots. So he starts pulling all the pots and starts breaking them. Right? So, and then, all the gopis, they get upset, they pay the tax and they go. So this place is called Dani Raja, Mandir. Because Dani means tax. Dani Raja means king of taxes. So because he, made them pay the tax, it's called Dani Raja temple. And then next day, it's not that Krishna can win all the time, right? So next day what happens, the gopis, they knew that Krishna is going to do this again. So they come near the pass, there is a small kund. So behind the kund there are a lot of trees. So all the gopis, thousands of gopis, they go and hide there. And as Krishna and all the gopas, they come there, they jump, they catch Krishna and all his gopa boys, and the gopis tie them around. And then what they do? They dress Krishna and the gopas like a gopi. And they put in Vrindavan, even now if you go see, women will carry one pot over other. So they put 5-6 pots on top of Krishna, and they go, stand around and they start hitting the pots with a stone. So that all the, yogurt and ghee, everything will fall on Krishna. So this place is called Dhani Nivartan Kund. Dhani Nivartan means, it's like cancellation of the tax pastime. So there Krishna, got the tax. Here Radharani cancelled the tax. So it's called Dhani Nivardhan Kund. And next to it is the Harideva temple, as I said earlier. This is the place where, the Govardhan, Lila was, deity was established by Vajranabha, who was the great grandson of Krishna. And Mahaprabhu generally, he started the parikrama after praying to Harideva. And the original pastime is once Radharani and the gopis came here and they were waiting for Krishna, and they were so much in separation from Krishna that they were calling him Harideva, Harideva. And as they called with so much love, Krishna manifested there as Krishna holding the Govardhan form. So to commemorate that pastime, Vajranabha established a Harideva temple there. So we see that temple there. And above in the Govardhan, there is also a temple called Gopal Raja temple. Again, this Gopal Raj was originally established by Vajranabha. And during the Muslim invasion, it was hidden. And then later on, it was re-established by Madhavendra Puri. So that Gopal Raja temple was on the top of Govardhan. So we continue. From there, from Harideva the temple we go. Next we see a place called Gauri Kund. Oh, it's a very famous pastime here. So one time, mother-in-law of Radharani, she calls Radharani's husband and says, hey, this Krishna is always troubling Radharani. Why don't you leave Vrindavan? Okay? Why don't you leave Vrindavan and take her to Mathura? And Kamsa is there, Krishna will never come there. Okay? So you take Radharani, you go settle in a city. No more village for you. Village life is not suited. Let's move, let's get urbanized. Let's move to Mathura. And then Abhimanyu says, wow, excellent idea, mother. I'll follow that. And then Radharani, she hears that, she feels very sad that, she's not going to be with her gopis, with Vrindavan and Krishna. So she goes to Gauri temple. There's a very famous Gauri temple there. She goes there to pray to Gauri. As she goes there, who comes there? Krishna, right? And he comes, and then Radharani says, hey, why are you causing me trouble? If my mother-in-law sees this, she's going to become more furious. Krishna says, no, nothing will happen. No. And as they were talking, Abhimanyu comes there, right? And as soon as Abhimanyu comes there, and then Radharani says, I told you so. Yeah? And then Krishna says, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And then he goes into the deity of Gauri. Right? Now, he goes into the deity of Gauri, and then, Abhimanyu comes, he sees Gauri is there, and Radharani is praying. Oh, nice. my wife is doing nice puja. And then he also goes and does dandavats to Gauri. And then as he gets up, the deity starts talking. Hey, Abhimanyu, do you know what is going to happen to you? There's a big danger coming for you. What danger? Kamsa is going to cut your head in 2 days. And then Abhimanyu says, oh, please, Mata, please save me. You are my only savior. Please save me. And then, Krishna as Gauri says, oh, okay, I can do it, but then on 2 conditions. What's the 2 conditions? Number 1, you can't move to Mathura. You can't take Radharani to Mathura. You have to stay in Vrindavan. Abhimanyu says, yes, mother, I'll follow that. And second, every day, Radharani should come here alone and do puja to me. And then, Abhimanyu, he's like very scared of his life. He says, okay, mother, I love. And then Jatila, the mother-in-law, when she hears, she's also very happy. Oh, my, daughter-in-law is going to go and worship Gauri every day. So that Leela happened in Gauri Kund. And then as we walk, so we're going to move into next is Govinda Kund. We all know Govinda Kund is the place where after Indra understood his mistake, all the demigods came here, and in that place they did puja to Krishna, and they gave him the name Govinda, meaning who is the master of all demigods. So the Govinda Kund is famous for that. And then as we walk, there's a place called Anior village where the original Govardhan, all the Annakut was done. And as the Annakut and everything offering was kept in Anior village, Krishna in the form of Govardhan, he came and he ate everything. And and then he said, Anior, meaning, I want more. And then they brought more and more and more, and they could still not satisfy, Govardhan. So finally, what satisfied Govardhan? Tulsi Marani. So when they gave a leaf of Tulsi Marani, and that's where Govardhan was satisfied. So that was Aniyo village. Next to it is Sankirtan Kund. There's a temple of Balram, which was again established by Vajranabha, who is a great grandson of Krishna. And the Kund there is, in Adi Puran, it is said that if we take bath in the Kund, even the sin of killing a cow will be nullified. Such is the mercy of Baladev. So, and then past that, there is Narsinghadev temple. In the top, little up, we can walk up and get the mercy of Narsinghadev in Govardhan. And also, in that area, there is a place called Manikundali cave. It's a cave, right? There are many caves in Vrindavan. And this is one of the caves where Radha and Krishna, they do their pastime. Because it's a nice place to hide. They have a nice kunja inside. So there's a cave, all the pastimes of Radha Krishna happens. And also, Raghav Pandit, who was a great associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu says that he stays wherever Raghav Pandit does, his puja. He was so perfect in his deity worship. So Raghav Pandit used to do his, bhajan there. He'll go inside so that nobody will disturb him. Because only when we chant, all disturbance comes, isn't it? Somebody will call, husband will ask something, wife will ask, kids will ask something. So, they went to the cave so that nobody will disturb him. So he did his bhajan there. And then as we go, we come to the middle of the Parikram Marg. It's called Puchari Lata Baba Temple. So he was actually one of the Gopa friends of Krishna. So one time, Puchari Lata, he told Krishna, hey, say, today I'm going to prepare dinner for you. You please come to my home. And then Krishna Balram said, yes, we'll come. You make nice dinner for us, a lot of laddus, jangris, everything. So you'll see a lot of laddus here. So he prepared everything and he was waiting. And as he was waiting that day, who came to Vrindavan? Akrura. Akrura came to take Krishna and Balram to Mathura. So as Krishna and Balram were going, the Gopa went and said, hey Krishna, I prepared lunch for you and I'm waiting for you. So Krishna said, hey, wait. You just wait for me. I'll go finish this business and I'll come back and then we will enjoy the lunch. And then he's waiting and waiting and waiting. Even today he's waiting. So he actually teaches the devotees the importance of patience in Krishna consciousness. Nothing happens overnight. One of the 6 most important qualities in devotional service is patience. And then we can see from him, he's waiting for 5,000 years.
And we don't want to wait one